In this video I'm gonna take a look at this TTArtisan 17mm F1.4 wide-angle lens. Hi guys, my name is Matti Sulanto and I'm a photographer. And in this video I'll take a look at this TTArtisan 17mm F1.4 wide-angle fully manual lens. But first a disclaimer. This lens was sent to me by the manufacturer and I did not buy this lens. And that's why I have to have the paid promotion label down there. However, this is not a paid advertisement and everything I'm going to say in this video is my own opinion. And I also have an affiliate link down below just in case after watching this video you'd like to purchase this lens. And now that we got that out of the way, let's see if this lens is worth buying in the first place. This lens is available for Micro Four Thirds and then also for the Sony E, Canon M, Fuji X and Nikon Z mount. But this covers only APS-C sensor, so if you have a full frame camera, you have to turn on the APS-C mode. And this lens that I tried is for the Sony E mount, and I used my Sony A7C camera, which is a full frame camera, but I turned on the APS-C mode. The build quality of this lens feels really good, at least when it's new and you take it out of the box. Of course, it's really hard to say how this lens feels after a few years of hard use, but at least when it's new, it feels really good, especially if you consider the relatively affordable price. The manual focus ring, or the focus ring, only manual focus of course, feels really nice. There is just about the right resistance to it, and of course no fly-by-wire focusing system, manual focusing system can match these manual focus lenses. Also the aperture ring feels quite nice. It has faint clicks, but you can still feel the clicks, and by counting the clicks you can set your aperture without having to look at the aperture scale. Because this is a fully manual lens without any communication with the camera body, so you can't see your aperture value in the viewfinder, and you also cannot get the aperture value in your EXIF data. So if you'd like to record your apertures, you have to figure out a way to do it manually somehow. This lens is made of metal and glass. I can't see any plastic parts. And this also weighs in at about 249 grams, this Sony E mount version, and it feels quite heavy for its size because this is quite a compact lens. This lens doesn't have any special features because it is a very basic fully manual lens. However, I'd like to mention that there is no lens hood included, and also the lens cap is made of metal and it looks really good when it's on, but it's a threaded screw-on design and a little bit slow to take off and put back on. So I think I would rather have a more conventional snap-on cap, or however you call those caps that you can only squeeze and take them off and put it back on. That would be far more practical, even though it might not look as good as this one. And like I said, this is a manual focus lens. However, the focus action or focusing is quite pleasant. And the focus ring, like I said already, is nice and smooth. However, because this is a fully manual lens and no connection, electronic connection from the lens to the camera body, and if you want to use focus peaking or magnified focus view on your camera, you have to turn those on manually because the camera can't know if you are turning the focus ring or not. The minimum focusing distance is 0.2 meters, which makes it possible to capture some details, but of course this does not replace a macro lens or anything like that. The optical formula is 9 elements, including one spherical element, so this is quite a complex lens design. However, the question of course is that is it sharp? can you get sharp pictures on this lens. The sharpness and optical characteristics in general are very similar to many of these manual focus lenses based on my experience. The sharpness wide open is reasonably okay, especially in the mid part of the frame, but the contrast is a little bit low. But then when you stop down the lens, you'll get really sharp and crisp results from corner to corner. The sweet spot of this lens is from about f4 to f8. And when you go beyond that to higher f numbers, you'll start to see how the diffraction softens the picture. However, f11 is still very usable if you need all that depth of field for whatever reason. There is some vignetting, especially wide open, but every lens has vignetting more or less. In this case, in my opinion, it's nothing to be worried about and there are no distortions. However, I can see traces of longitudinal chromatic aberrations, also called bokeh fringing. That's fairly common for these affordable manual focus lenses, but in this case it's nothing too distracting, but you can definitely see traces of that, especially if you shoot wide open. So this lens has the same kind of double character that many of these affordable manual lenses have. Wide open, it's slightly soft and dreamy look, and then stop down really sharp from corner to corner. And depending on what you want, you can make that work for you. And this can be a really nice lens. However, if you are looking for a wide-angle lens that is sharp from corner to corner, wide open, this lens is not for you. However, if you want that wide-open sharpness from corner to corner, you have to pay also a lot more for it. I think a lens like this makes sense if it can offer something that none of the autofocus alternatives can. It can be either the maximum aperture, the focal length, the optical performance, or the price. And this lens certainly at least offers the price. This is very affordable and you can't get many fast wide-angle lenses for any camera for about $139 US. And if you are on a tight budget and you're looking for a fast wide-angle lens for your Micro Four Thirds camera or your APS-C camera, then I think this lens is definitely worth a look. And I do have an affiliate link down below, just in case you'd like to buy this lens. Please use that link. Thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you in the next video.